So we need to see, there needs to be like a little, we should see like a little record button, but it's still preparing it. There we go.
The content. Oh, I'm hitting an OK. Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. Okay.
Yep. So I'm so glad that you were able to join me tonight. I've been really excited to talk to you because there has been so many clients that I've helped that have moved from California.
Yes.
So I wanted to get your perspective as an agent who's sending clients to Utah to see what your thoughts are. But before we get started in the content, I'd really love you to have a chance to introduce yourself. We met at Buffini, so just give me kind of your perspective, introduce yourself, and then we'll just go from there.
Janet, great to see you again. Yeah, we were at a wonderful workshop. We both worked through a coaching company, Buffini and Company, and our focus is so much on outstanding client service, and we work by referrals. So we make sure we have that great client contact with our clients. And then when we refer people out of state, of course, we look for people that are in our network so we can confidently refer them to someone that's going to also give them outstanding service. So we were set next to each other and we just got to share a lot, and lots of good content that we left with. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, and it was interesting because I've always gone with a friend. I've always had a buddy there, but this is the first year that I was braving it alone. So I was really hoping that I could sit by someone who would be nice and interesting. And every day we'd have just a little bit more chit chat. And one of my favorite things, and one of the things that I'm super jealous of, is that you told me you were on House Hunters, not once, but twice.
Yes. That
Yeah.
was quite interesting. Yeah, the when I got my sales license in 2015, my very first sell was to a friend that I bartended with, and he had a contact that worked with the production for House Hunters. So we ended up on House Hunters renovation. And then a few years later, I had another client that already went through the process, and they brought me along and I got on another time. It was a really fun experience, um, working with my clients like that.
I just love it because I had an opportunity, I had an invitation, but I couldn't find that client match because you have to have not just the agent, but the client to match what they're specifically looking for. So I didn't get that opportunity, but it was really fun to hear about yours.
Mm.
So I love that you got to do that.
Yeah.
And I thought it would just be really fun today to just talk about, so why, what is your opinion? Like, why are people leaving California and coming to Utah?
Oh boy, there's quite a few reasons. I have what I call my ABC clients that they're anywhere but Cali. And it's various reasons. One of the top, I'd say the top three are just the cost. It's expensive, specifically here in Southern California where we are. I'm in Huntington Beach, so it's by the beach. The land is more scarce. You could actually still drive 2 hours away and still find more affordable housing, but it's a little more comprehensive than that. So the housing prices, um, this is one of the less conservative states, and I think sometimes with raising families, they want to tap it down a little bit. They want a more family um, environment and not so much the other stuff. Uh, Also, those are probably the main reasons. Sometimes people might want to see a little more variety as far as outdoor activities. Um, there's so many various reasons, but mostly family, home prices, and family life. I think those are the tops there.
So let's drill down a little bit. let's talk dollars and cents. So
Okay.
here in Utah, the average median price is 547,000. What is the median sales price in your area?
Okay. So again, I'm in Huntington Beach, Surf City, USA, and the median home price over all types of homes is about 1.3.
Okay, so
We're not a very large city, but it's beautiful and it's fun here. You go all of Orange County, you're still about 1.1 million.
okay, so
So
that is a motivation right there, right?
it's a
I
huge
can see how people
motivation.
and my clients have said they came to Utah in part because they were able to take their equity from their home in California and get something for cash. So I have helped
Yes.
several clients who are in that situation, and it makes it really nice, especially as they're looking towards retirement.
Right.
But let's also talk about so property taxes. The average here, so go back into the $547,000. We've got like 0.65%. So you're looking at somewhere around 200, $250 a month in property taxes.
Right. Yes. Here it's actually not too bad. We're still just a little over 1.25%. So it's not horrible, but it's on top of a $1 million price tag home. However, what is good for people that purchased their homes 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 years ago, um, because of Prop 13 and what that is, that was came in around in 1978, and that limits the amount of taxes, the property taxes that can be increased by no more than 2%. So it only typically goes up maybe one and a little bit, but maximum 2%. So that is good for someone, that's retired and they like to stay in their home. At least the taxes won't fluctuate to become burdensome.
Well, good, good. And then since we're on the topic of taxes, here in the state of Utah, our personal tax rate is at 4.65%. Where is
I'm
California's
so
at?
jealous.
So what is California's at?
We're over 13.
Okay. So
Yes,
there's that. There's that.
there
And
is
then,
that.
and I mean, not to rub it in, not to rub it in,
That's
but
okay. I can take it.
here, here
I
in
can,
Utah, I can get a loaf of bread for about 3.34.
yeah.
And my research was California's like 4.10. I can get a gallon of milk in Utah for 3.42. California is about 4.57. So, when we're talking about cost of living and we're talking about housing market, it is valid for someone to say that, I'm going to go ahead and move to Utah to have, some relief in the financial department. That
It's
being said, the weather, because like in my opinion, I was born in California and we always go on vacation to California and I adore the beach. I adore the weather in California. So although that being said, then so Utah has the four seasons. And I
yes.
know that you actually traveled to Utah because we have what? What do we have here?
Oh, you have amazing snow,
The
and
greatest snow on
I'm.
earth.
It is pretty great as snow on Earth. We have good snow, but yeah, the specifically, I'll be in Park City in Deer Valley. Oh gosh, how many more sleeps do I have? Not too long, not too long from now.
Is that
So
how you count too? That's how I've always said it with my little girls. Like, how many more sleeps? That we always talk about that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So, in getting to know you, you're a skier. You're
yes.
actually a pretty good skier. In fact, you're a pretty good instructor. Yeah.
Yeah, I get by. I get
Well,
fun
that's
stuff. I'm
fun.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because a lot of people do move to Utah for the four seasons.
Yes.
Now, as much as you love the snow, there are some of my clients who have not. they have called to complain. I mean, the
Uh,
driving in the snow can be scary. It can be, if you're driving daily, you're commuting, it gets pretty tiresome. The good thing is about the time you're at your wits end, we've changed into a new season.
yes,
So that's nice. The opportunity to have the different, because in the summer, those same canyons that are beautiful for skiing become beautiful for boating or paddleboarding, hiking, biking. There's so many outdoor recreational activities.
yeah,
It's just a smorgasbord. You can never run out of fun things to do in all the different seasons.
yes,
So, but that being said, I have had Californian clients complain that they just miss the beach. They
yes.
miss it so much. So I don't know. I don't know that I can say 100% that someone would be willing to give up the beach for the snow. You
Yeah,
obviously can't, and you love the snow. So
I do, and years ago, my wife and I did contemplate Utah around the Salt Lake area, and it honestly just came down to family. Um, we just didn't have anyone out there. We were kind of frustrated because the home prices were slipping away. We were blessed and fortunate to be able to jump in and you know, have a nice home and everything, but to have a little bit more space, we made that sacrifice. So we have a small house, but we're close to the beach, and in a pinch, in a couple hours, I can be in the mountains to ski as well.
there you
So
go.
we're we're just going to accept what we have, and we're very, very blessed to be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do love Utah.
Yeah. I have heard as well some of the other reasons that people have come is Utah is very religious,
Mhm,
and it was founded by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the pioneers. So there is still a large population that is religious, and
mhm,
that does create a very solid family feel. You typically have a lot larger families. It's not
mhm,
uncommon for your neighbor to have 5, 7 children. And so it does create that opportunity. The church provides a lot of activities to get together.
mhm,
And then apart from that, the people are they're very highly social, they're active in the community. Utah's number one for donations, a very charitable state. So a lot of people enjoy that. One thing, if we talk about the reverse of that, is that I have heard complaints that people who are not a part of that community or who are not members of that church, and maybe they have a different lifestyle and it's not focused on community activities. They would like to go out and have some fun. They would
uh-huh,
like to go out and get a drink once in a while. They like the nightlife.
yeah,
It's You're not going to find that. I mean, it's here. It's obviously here.
yes.
But like if you live in a little suburb, you're gonna have to go to the city. You're gonna have to go. It's gonna take you a minute to get somewhere where you can enjoy those type of activities.
Well, I'm in a stage of life where that's not important anymore. So to have the family life, the more relaxed lifestyle, um, that's fine with me. So yeah, someone that's a little more, still in their 20s and they're still trying to, maybe date or find a spouse, and um, meeting them at a bar is their thing. Yeah, maybe that's not going to work for them, but the things that are important, I think Utah checks those boxes. I think having strong family communities is the bedrock of what makes a stable society. So personally, I
Yeah,
don't have a problem with that.
and I do feel like, I mean, Utah does have a high focus on education and safety. Utah ranks number 5 for safety nationwide.
Mhm.
Education, there's a lot of opportunities with charter schools as well as public schools because there are so many children.
Wonderful.
So there's a lot of focus on that. And the sports department, for children, getting them involved in the community and through the schooling programs or dance or theater. There's a huge focus around children and children's activities, which I love. My children have always been involved in different activities, and
Uh,
I think it's the best. That's what I live for, is to go watch them,
mhm.
right?
Yes, yes.
Y-
And
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, before when my wife and I taken a little road trip and we went out there, a lot of it just came down to, we just didn't have a community yet, and we weren't really as committed to just starting over. Um, and then having, family close by. That if we didn't have that, maybe we would be in Utah. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and something that has changed a lot in the most recent years is the diversity in Utah, because
Mhm.
Utah was very vanilla for a long
Mhm.
time because of the same thing. The pioneers started the state, and the state attracted the same community, and the diversity, the culture was pretty singular. Now it's really fun. I speak fluent Spanish, so
Mhm.
I love the
Ooh,
whole
fun
Hispanic
fact.
culture.
Did I know that?
I don't know, but I once upon a time I completely considered myself Hispanic. Like I
Uh-huh.
really thought that that was my
You
goal. And
identify
I did.
yes.
I did. I identified. Well, what I would tell my friends is that I was brown on the inside and white on the outside. Like, you know, like that was who I was in my heart of hearts. My best friend growing up was Argentine, and we were best friends from the time I was 10. I wanted to speak Spanish so desperately. I learned Spanish once I graduated from high school. I took some in high school, but once I graduated, I really focused on that. But I started helping. In fact, a lot of the clients that I've helped come from California have been Hispanic, and there are certain pockets where they're totally comfortable, but there are other cities that are like a little suburban and a little like out there, and they can handle it. Their culture is loud and fun, and they want to get together, and they're
Uh-huh.
just like, and they celebrate so many different
Oh
things.
gosh, yeah, there's always a party. I love it.
Everything, you celebrate everything. There's
Yeah,
always a reason to celebrate, right?
there is.
So I have had a few clients come and then be like, this is not for me. Like, I can't get used to the snow. I can't get used to it. And
Uh-huh.
like you said, the biggest complaint would be the family. They separated themselves from the family. And that is very hard, especially in that Hispanic community, because they
Yeah.
are so tight knit. But I have other family members that they just keep calling me. Okay, now my cousin's coming. Okay, we've convinced Aunt Sally. Okay, like, I mean, it's really fun. So they're just,
Outstanding.
bring
I
them all
love
here.
it.
um, but is there anything else that you think that we've missed that we haven't talked about? We talked about the weather. We've
Well,
talked about,
okay, so another reason I know I mentioned before about not moving with family, um, also being in real estate, you have your market. So coming out there, it may be hard for someone working in real estate. So what are some of the other job opportunities that people are moving to Utah specifically for? I know, with after COVID, a lot of people were working remotely, and you just saw people moving all over the country because they were working remotely. Um,
yeah, and they
are
they
there some
could, and
specific things in Utah in your
yeah.
area?
So a lot of people moved here during that time because of we have 5 national parks, we have all the
Yes.
outdoor recreation. So they could come here and they could enjoy all of that. But if we're talking specifically about Utah jobs, so in Lehi, there's the Silicon Slopes. So there
Okay.
is a huge tech hub. There is also Texas Instruments just did like a multi-billion-dollar announcement that they're expanding in Utah. Again, a lot of it, there's so many companies, there's Facebook, there's Adobe, it just keeps being more and more companies because of the tax laws. So
Yeah.
Utah's very inviting for big companies, so they're calling Utah home. And there are many job opportunities across the Wasatch Front. Here in Utah, the Wasatch Front, so Utah is very centralized in our population because you've got mountains to the east and the lakes to the west.
Yeah.
And you've got all these state parks, which are just, you don't build in a state park. So really the majority, we're only about, I mean, we're less than 10% populated if you look at the land mass. And that's
Right.
all mostly squished in that Wasatch Front.
Mhm.
So that's an interesting aspect of Utah as well. But mostly there's a big call here for a variety of big companies that are, there's always some great job opportunity, and our unemployment rate is really low. It's below the national average, not too far below, but
Okay.
it is it's 4.1 is what our
Okay.
unemployment rate is, and it's there's a many opportunities. Yeah.
Wow. Fantastic.
So that's good. And
Yeah.
now they're starting to bring so many other cultures, so many other activities. There used to be, like, it was probably about 10 years ago, and people would always complain about how Utahns didn't have a palate. Like, we didn't know how to eat. We had no diversity in our food. But then food trucks came. And
Uh-huh.
there are some food trucks that started in Utah that are super
Really?
famous. Like Waffle Love won like this food truck competition. And one of my clients, his brother is Cuban, and now his stores are everywhere. They just put
Wow.
his place in the airport, and I mean, there's just all these different varieties of different cultural foods. So, and people would complain about sushi, and now there's a ton of phenomenal options for sushi. So, we caught on. I really do think we caught on
Good.
to the
Yeah.
whole foodie thing. So,
That is pretty
there's
awesome.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, anything else?
Oh, let's see. Let's see. What else?
Traffic.
Yes, traffic. So
So,
I've driven through, and what is it? Uh, is that the 15? And the 15 is
15.
something
Yep,
else like,
that's going to get you from
and,
California to
and
Utah and
yes,
beyond.
and well, all the
Yeah.
way to Montana.
Yeah.
We've come through there and there's been a little traffic, we've noticed. Um, but it doesn't seem like it's like that all the time. Seems like you kind of catch
So
just
I have to say I'm super impressed with the brains behind our traffic flow. I will tell you that there are some very crazy spaghetti bowl like intersections and weird, like, all of a sudden you're in a lane that's completely going against traffic, like your heart every time. I know that I'm in the right lane, but my heart still pounds the whole time because it just feels wrong. But by doing that, they really have been able to reduce the traffic flow, like to
Mhm.
just keep you moving. They've done a ton of expansion.
Yes.
They recently added another freeway access to you out west. Their I-15 is your main
Right.
one, but they're doing, as housing has expanded more west, and though, because like Harriman, for example, you've got Lehigh, which is Silicon
Mhm.
Valley, but Lehigh or Harriman is right next to it. Harriman had 800 residents, 800, and that was
Wow.
like 25 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Now they're at over 77,000. So they've boomed in the last, I mean, in less than
Wow.
25 years, like it's just exploded. So you've got to have some other, major freeways and stuff. So they just keep building
Yeah.
them. They just keep working on it. I'm really impressed. And
Yeah.
you're right. We do start to have, like, if you're high traffic time, if you're commuting at, the 5 p.m. traffic, you are
Yeah.
going to feel it. But I feel like every time it gets to where I'm like frustrated, it's because they're doing more construction because
More
they're fixing
construction.
the problem.
Yeah. I
So,
still don't think anything's ever going to be as bad as here in Southern Cal. Oh, we're an hour from everything,
wow. Wow. Yeah,
even
and
though
I
it could
guess
be
the
10 miles.
problem there is like there's really no place to fix it, right? There's no, it is what it is. Like, there's, yeah,
But
we still,
we put up with it to have lots of days of sunshine. Um, we use our pool sometimes into, October and can hop in March.
yeah,
So I know you
yeah,
can't quite
I
do
love
that
it.
there unless you're, and an indoor pool at a nice hotel or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I think this is what we should do. You should send me all your people who want to move to Utah, and I should send you all the people who need second homes in California.
That's a
Because
deal.
everyone should have a house in both California and Utah,
Everyone should.
right?
Yeah, of
Right? Well, I really, really appreciate your time today. It's been really fun to talk about the
course.
differences.
Yes.
So
And to
I
catch
hope,
up, and we'll see you at the next Buffini too.
yeah, you
Uh,
bet. We'll stay on top of those programs that we know how to run and take good care of our clients.
okay.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.